Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be one of the last requests that I had pendant on my list to do, because tomorrow I'm going to start this series for the 3 months from now of predictions for a lot of idols that I have collected your recommendations. So I'm planning on starting tomorrow with those kinds of reading and prolong it through the week. So today I'm going to take this opportunity to do this reading for this K-pop group called Newest, and especially for one of their members that is called Minhyun. So I do not know much about Newest. I actually have no idea if this is the correct way to pronounce the name. I'm just like reading it literally from what I got the name. So I hope I'm doing it correctly. If I'm not, I apologize in advance. So the only thing that I was able to collect from him is that he's a Leo sun. So let's see what kind of reading I got for him. Let's see the archetypes that he got and his possible future, near future, and the energies available for him. So yes, Minhyun got the archetype of the Buffon or the trickster, then the alchemist, and the priest. So definitely starting with the Buffon or the trickster as your first card and archetype. I see a lot of Leo here, because I can sense that he's really good at not so much being a comedian, but probably he is a good performer in a sense that he can shift different moods and different characteristics in his persona. So he can go from being hilarious and being a sort of comedian to turning into this very serious person within minutes of difference. So I see him like being a very good performer in that sense, especially when it comes to using facial expressions, or probably he's good at imitating people. So I don't know if he's besides being an idol, he's also an actor, but if he isn't, he should be, because the Buffon here lets me know that he has the ability to entertain others, especially because he has this sort of flexibility in his character, that he always comes up with new expressions of himself. So probably he's good at absorbing different characters and moods. So he is very funny, actually. He must have a great sense of humor, and he must be really funny to be around. I think that this is also a very important attribute in his life, because through humor and through entertaining people, what he wants to achieve is for people to transform their reality and probably feel a bit better and not so exhausted from their everyday's struggles, because then the other archetype is the archetype of the alchemist. So definitely through humor and through performance, he wants to inspire people, to have fun a bit, and to not take things too seriously, even though I know that he's very serious and committed to his craft and to whatever he does. But I think that his main goal as an artist and as a professional is to be an inspiration of others, so he can be in the spotlight, not only to make you look, to be the center of attention, or to be admired because of his look or because of his appearance. I think he wants to give a very entertaining and healthy experience where you can forget about your problems and your everyday struggles and obstacles and everything that sometimes doesn't work out, that you can leave those worries behind and let yourself be entertained by him. And probably I think that when I say by him, I mean also by the rest of the group. I think that he definitely is an entertainer in body and soul. I think that definitely is his purpose in life, because having the alchemist, I think that for him it's a serious matter. It's a serious responsibility for him to become a better entertainer every day. I think that he loves to make people laugh. I think that he loves to transform people's reality. You know that while you are paying attention to him or while you are like concentrating in him, that you somehow can let go of those worries that keep you up at night, or those problems that sometimes you feel like you cannot get away from, you know. So he wants to be an entertainer. He's like this person that he's like, oh, please use me, like let me entertain you, you know. So he takes it very seriously. For him to be a performer, it's something serious, you know. It's his calling actually. And then we have the priest here. So I don't know if he comes from a religious family or from a religious background, but I have the feeling that even though he is an entertainer and he, like I mentioned before, he uses humor or he uses different acting skills to seduce the audience, to hypnotize an audience. At the same time, he's someone that is very reserved and probably he's very traditional when it comes to spiritual matters. There's also a side of him that he is very committed to a sort of belief. And probably, I don't know if he had talked about it, but it seems like he has this sort of archetype of the priest. You know, that probably it's not that he necessarily has to be really openly talking about beliefs, but I think that there's something that reminds you of, he has the aura of a priest. You know, I don't know if maybe the way he speaks or the way he moves, the way he carries himself is a bit formal, or he seems like very he goes from being really funny to be really serious all of the sudden. So he could have, you know, this sort of priest vibe to him, you know, like he looks like he is very into this very traditional mindset, you know, probably being a bit strict or being a bit like a bit stubborn, or having, you know, having his old ways of doing things, you know, and not wanting to change that much, you know, probably being a bit like not so flexible when it comes to systems of belief. Probably when he talks, he reminds you of a very old soul, but he does carry a lot of wisdom. But it seems like he has this double sides, this duality in him, of becoming this buffon or this trickster to becoming this sort of priest, where he gets all serious and he starts to talk about the law, about what's right, what's wrong, what's fair, what's not, you know. So he's really interesting in that sense. It can be a bit intimidating actually to keep up with him and his energy, but he is a very noble person. Then let's go with the tarot cards that he got. He got the King of Cups, the Moon in reversed, the Eight of Swords in reverse, the Two of Swords, the Sun card, the Two of Cups, the Eight of Wands, the Lovers, the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, and the Emperor in reverse. I'm sorry. So, definitely, he had been feeling very emotional lately. Like, there had been like a lot of instances for him of actually trying to gain a bit more of emotional stability. I think that he is getting rid of old behaviors. Like, I think that he is not sabotaging himself anymore. And I think that he's been able to see more possibilities. I think he's healing himself from something that happened in the past because I see him like owning his own emotional world. So I don't know where he comes from, or I don't know the situation with the group or with his work. But it seems that nowadays he's much more in control and he's not that, he's not in a dark place because I think that I believe that he had been in a very low point in his life where he had been a bit down or where he was feeling a bit negative about himself. And now he's like moving on from those shadow moments, you know, he's like finally being able to take control of his life. But not so much of his life, it's much more about his reactions, you know, him owning his reactions, you know, how he reacts to things. I think he's letting go of a lot of things that somehow he realized that there are things that he cannot control, or there are certain managements that are not going to change. So he needs to be more gentle with himself. You know, he needs to stop blaming himself or stop being so harsh on himself because of other people's lack of commitment, or actually for some people around him not doing their job. You know, I think that he is a guy that he's very professional, that he is very strict with himself, and he is always wanting to be productive. You know, I think that he's always like wanting to be the best at what he does. And I think that in the past he had to decline a lot of opportunities, or probably a lot of things that he wanted to achieve. They didn't end up happening the way he wanted it to, so he felt a bit like a failure. But now I think that he's like getting rid of these pessimist feelings, you know. He's like, okay, like I have to control myself, like I don't have to drag myself so low, so down, you know. I have to lift my spirit up, you know. I have to trust myself, I have to connect with my own faith, I have to believe in me. So he's doing some inner work, which is amazing. And I think that this also he will see the reflection of this change in his persona. He will see that once he changes his attitude, he will start to gain more exposure or popularity, or probably there will be a lot of new possibilities of him connecting with new people, and him actually being able to get more gigs or more activities to do. um Actually, I don't know about the group, I don't know, because I'm reading for him, so I don't see like the group energy here, I only see his personal energy. And I think that he wants a change in his life. I don't know if maybe he had been going through a lot of disappointments, but I think that he wants to associate himself with different people. He wants to meet new people, he wants to do like different connections, he wants to like have relationships with different people. I think he also wants people that can inspire him to do more adventurous things. I think he wants to feel more passionate about his life. I think that somehow the reason why he was so down before was because he was a bit like in this routinary mode where he wasn't having fun. I think that he somehow also was surrounded by people that were a bit pessimist, so he wants to have fun. He wants to connect with people that are very passionate, but not only passionate about work related things, but also passionate about life. I think he wants to get closer or have like friendships with people that are more courageous, that they allow themselves to be free, to have fun, to laugh, not to feel so. I think he felt his spirit a bit restricted, by a lot of responsibilities. I think that he sometimes feels a bit overwhelmed. He wants to do things right, and sometimes he just forgets to connect with his inner child. And I think that this is what he will try to connect with people that he can have fun with, and actually not be talking about work and schedules, and agendas. He wants to just have fun. And I think that he could potentially meet someone very special in these connections, in these interactions, because the Two of Cups is here with the Eight of Wands. So, someone special could be between those circle of new friends. And I think that he wants that. There's a sense of him actually, like him also needing a kind of motivation. He wants something or someone that can connect him with happiness, with excitement, with when you look forward to wake up every day because you're going to go to the place where because you're going to see that person. He wants to experience that. I think that he doesn't want to just concentrate with work. He wants to experience a true connection as well. But then we have the lovers, the seven of pentacles in reverse, and the emperor in reverse. So I think that even though he will have the opportunity to meet new people and to have fun and to spend time with people in building really good quality relationships. I think that somehow a lot of responsibilities and contracts and schedules and managers and people from work are going to request him to be more present. So he will have to somehow stop like hanging out so much with these people because he will have work to do. I see like him actually wanting to. It's not that he doesn't want to work. It's just that he also wants to have quality time with people that he can have fun with. But I think that here the company or someone very influential like a manager, they are going to be like, oh, we need you to come back to work. Like, no, you cannot hang out with these people because we have things to do. So they are going to try to keep him busy so he doesn't loosen up so much, so he doesn't, because they don't want him to get too comfortable with being on his own, or with being free to meet friends. They want him to keep like sort of tied up to a certain routine. And I think that what frustrates him the most about this is not only that they take away his autonomy as a person and that they want him, they take away his power because the emperor is in reverse. But it's also that, he's really willing to work in whatever project comes up. But what frustrates him the most is that he never sees the results of his work. So he gets really frustrated, and I think that he will have to deal with this, and he will still have to be patient, because I think that next year also he will have a lot of work to do, but he will not see the this sort of retribution that he wants to have. I don't think he will get the recognition that he's been waiting for, because the emperor is in reverse. So the emperor in reverse means that he is not yet, like, he still is not able to own his own work. I think that he's still tied to a certain contract, or to a certain deal, or to a certain transaction or negotiation that actually is not going to, he's not going to see the results, or he's not going to see the benefits of this. So I don't know if maybe the group is paying some debts, or if he's paying something, but it seems like he will still be tied up to certain conditions of work, where he will not be able to set himself free, or to actually feel like he has a voice, or that he has a sort of dominion over the situation. I think that this situation, when it comes to his career, is still managed, or is still manipulated by the higher ups, or by people with a lot of more influence than him. So he will still have to go along with whatever comes up. So I think that he will have to be patient with himself, because it's not his fault. It's part of this. I don't even know what company he belongs to, but it seems like they are very manipulative, and that they can see that he wants to fly higher. They see definitely that he's a very ambitious young man, so they are trying to keep him, like, like, they don't not let him, like, expand himself, because they know that he has a potential. So they will probably allow him to do certain activities, but it's like they will be always checking on him, like, okay, what are you doing, where are you, who are you hanging out with, like, we will go and find you, a bit like a babysitter. That is really annoying. But I think that, yes, he will have to be patient, because it's part of his job, or at least it's part of a certain conditions that he had agreed on in the past. So he cannot set himself free yet from these conditions. So, yes, guys, this is all I have for him. I hope that you enjoyed it. This is the first time that I read for a member of this group, so I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you are a fan of him, I would love to know a bit about the group, or about him, because I'm just using my intuition here, because I do not know him actually. So I would appreciate your feedback. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much to the person that requested this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.